Good evening, y'all. Do me a favor, hit the like button for me. Hello. Hey, Nick Kate. How you doing? Welcome over. Welcome over, everybody. I was looking for something. That ain't in there. Hey, Dana. How you doing? Welcome over. Let me get started in a few minutes, y'all. For anybody that's catching the replay, you may want to fast forward to the first 5 minutes. First 5 minutes, I let my people come in, and I acknowledge the people that are in the chat. I am Classy Lady, and welcome over to my live. I'll be started in a few minutes. For y'all that's on here, I was just looking for someone to see if I could look something up right quick. But it's always when you're looking for something, you can't find it. And I guess I'm looking in the wrong thing. Hold on to y'all. I'm going to go off camera for a few minutes. Okay. I'm back. Let me see. Okay, I'm back. I don't think I'm going to find it in here either because this is not a big enough book. It might be in here. Make sure y'all hit the like button for me, y'all. Got a few more seconds. I'm going to get started. That ain't what I want. They ain't giving me a good idea. I'm gonna PR. PR. All right. Hey, React with Yo-Yo. How you doing? Welcome over. Glad y'all could come over and visit me. I was trying to think of a topic, and I don't know if y'all saw my title. What did I put in my title? Pride, self-esteem. I forgot what I put. Pride, self-esteem. I forgot the middle one. Y'all remember what I put in my title? One was pride. One was self-esteem. Dignity. I knew it was one of them. Pride. I'll look up this one more. All right. Hey, Ozella, how you doing? I'm going to go ahead and get started because my chat goes in and out. A lot of mine catch the replay action. So I had dignity in there. Dignity, quality of being worthy or honorable. Worthy. Nobleness, worth. Elevated, rank. Could be an officer, dealing with an officer. Dignity could mean style. Yeah, I like that one. So I'm not an officer. Nobleness, manners, I do have. Hey, Marilyn, how you doing? I do have good manners. I feel I am worthy or I'm worth something. Some people don't feel that way. A lot of people feel worthlessness, don't feel that they are worth anything or no value to anything or anybody. That could be very low when you feel that you don't matter. Like people take a penny. Hey Helen, how you doing? Welcome over. Penny. When we were growing up, my brother, when he would get pennies, we noticed him throwing them in the trash. Hey Lawanda, how you doing? My brother used to throw pennies in the trash. Hey Black T, they speaking to you, but I don't see you just yet. Let me see. Okay, I see you. Hey Black T. Yeah, my brother used to throw pennies in the trash. I don't know why I've been doing that lately. Frowning. Cause he used to say, my mom caught him one time. We was at my grandmother's house in Louisiana, and I don't know if we may have went to the store with my papa or something, and we were sitting down on the sofa or couch, however y'all want to call it. Hey, ex-granny. And my brother used to throw the pennies in the trash. My mama caught him. And she said, are you throwing pennies in the trash? And he said, yeah. Hey, Bama, my mama said, why? He said, hey, yo, that girl. He said, I don't like pennies. And my mama said, why you don't like pennies? He said, they're not worth anything. Pennies not worth anything. My mama looked at him and said, boy, do you know what you're saying? He said, yeah, pennies not worth anything. Dimes, quarters, nickels, dollars, those are worth something. My mom said, do you know you get enough pennies together, they can make $1. They can make $10. They can make $5, 50. Pennies can make a difference. So now he felt that they were worth nothing. That's how some people feel about their life. They feel they're not worth anything. They feel worthless. They start going into a depression. Then they feel the world is better off without them. So then they turn around, commit suicide, want to unalive themselves because they feel worthless. They feel like that penny, not worth anything. At least that's what they think. But money wouldn't be printed, or money wouldn't have never been printed way back in the day if it wasn't worth anything. So it's worth something. A penny is worth something. You get enough of them. And y'all know, when we were growing up, I don't know if y'all grew up in the country or the city. I grew up in the city. I'm a city girl. But I have a lot of country, things that I like that I picked up from the country. And you would swear I was born in Louisiana, but I wasn't. I was born here in Texas. But I went to the country so much till I adapted a lot of stuff, and I picked up a lot of ways of, And I remember my papa used to get all his grandchildren, and he would come home from work at 12 o'clock. Because back then they had, they would do that 11 or either 12 o'clock. Or it say 11 o'clock. They would come home. The men in the town would come home at 11 o'clock. My grandma would have my papa food ready. My papa would come. He'd sit down. And if she didn't make rolls or whatever, he liked them some light bread. Light bread is white bread, what we called it. But in the country, or somebody that grew up in Louisiana or something like that, they call it light bread. We ain't had no wheat bread, not that I know of. Everybody ate white bread, but they called it light bread. Or you had homemade yeast rolls. Not Hawaiian rolls, but homemade yeast, made out of yeast. And I'm pretty sure the rolls and stuff still made out of yeast now, but it was still a difference back then. But when he would come home, he would designate a day, and he would say, "Y'all be ready, because when I come home for lunch, if I have enough time, I'm gonna take y'all to the store." When we went to the store, we used to go to Mr. Johnny or Mr. Kirby's store. That was the two stores in the town. My mom in them town was fairly small. Everybody knew everybody. You did something you had no business, they knew. I don't care what you did. That phone, they get on that phone. Sometimes that phone will be a party line. So you better be careful who you're talking about on that phone or what you're talking about on that phone, because you don't know who picks up their phone and can hear everybody's conversation. It may be in a distance, but if you listen close enough, you could hear people conversations. And I mean some juicy conversations. So when we was little, if we wanted to hear something, we pick up the phone and just hold it and see what we could hear. But we better not really too much repeat it. And if we did repeat it, we might better told my auntie, my grandma, or my mama, somebody like that, you better not taking that outside. Yeah. So people collect pennies and stuff, and put them in a jar. And then now people go to the store, to those coin machines. And I see people, when I'm in the grocery store all the time, although I haven't noticed it lately, of people taking a whole bunch of coins and going to the coin machine, and that coin machine counting that money, and then I guess you could cash it out. I've never used it. I guess you could cash it out, and then you bring the ticket to the register. I don't know how it go, but I know you can go and dump your coins in there. And yeah, I don't know, that girl. You might want to get rid of them pennies, because they not gonna be using pennies anymore. Yeah, ex granny, light bread. They're not gonna be using pennies anymore nowadays. If they owe you a penny or 2 or 3 pennies or whatever, you don't get them pennies. I think you don't get them if it's cash. You don't get them pennies. If it's on a debit card or something, they'll round it up. But if it's to give you some pennies back, and if they don't have it in their register, you won't get it back. Cause I experienced that. I was at uh I was at Shipley's, y'all. Don't tell nobody. I was at Shipley's, and I went to get me an apple fritter, which they don't put no apples in the fritters anymore. Yeah, I taste some cinnamon, but it used to be when you get an apple fritter from like Shipley's, one the donut shop here in Texas, it would actually have chunks of apples in it, and I used to didn't like the apple fritters because of that, the chunks of apples. Or when you went to Jack in the Box, I don't know if y'all remember the apple pies, the chunks of apples that would be in the apple pies, and I used to didn't really like the apple pies. I'd kind of scrape it out. You still had the little feeling around it, but I would kind of take my finger and scoop the apples out and just ate the crust and the filling that was left in there. That was because they Jack in the Box used to have some pies with that good crust on it. So yeah, so Papa, uh my mom and them would give us, some little change and stuff. And with them pennies, well, I know more so when my mom was growing up, they used to could buy penny candy. And y'all remember you used to could get a penny gumball. The gumball machines all had penny gumball machines. That was one thing you didn't want to leave out the grocery store unless you could get a gumball out of that gumball machine. You didn't hardly get no nickel. If your mom and them had a penny, you got them pennies. But when it came to them nickels and dimes, they didn't really want to part with those. But Papa would take us. We had our little pennies, our little nickels or whatever. We may not even have no more than a quarter, but we could get a lot with a quarter. Like I say, them penny candies, them old-fashioned bubble gums in the wrappers, we could get those. Uh, you could get some loose candy, maybe some peppermints, or sometimes they would buy the big things now and later. We could get those too. But pennies were of value. They were of value back in the day. You could watch any civil rights movies now, and they'll tell them go and get a nickel's worth of such and such, or a penny's worth, or some a ride may be a penny or something like that. But yeah, my brother would throw pennies in the trash because he felt that they wasn't worth anything. So when my mom caught him doing that, he stopped getting a little allowance for a little bit. She said, until you learn that pennies, so many pennies can make $1 or a quarter, and they mean something, then you're not going to be throwing my hard-earned money away. Submiss, we do. Even though it's a penny, I went to the mailbox today. I saw a penny. It was turned face up. They used to say if you see a penny turned face up, that was good luck or would bring you some money. I don't know if y'all know about that or y'all heard it. I hurry up and I had to hold on to the door because I ain't want to just scoop down and get the penny and then it fell and hit my head on the mailbox. So I had to hold on to the car door and squat down and get the penny. I said, now this is too much trouble to get this penny off the ground, but I'm going to get this penny off the ground. I sure picked that penny up. A couple of times I've come out the store and I see people, they drop pennies, and maybe it might be like me. You drop it and you look around and you don't see your coins and you be like, oh, forget it, And it could be a nickel, a dime, a penny, a couple of pennies or whatever. And you just say, forget it. Because when you look down on the floor and on the ground and at that time, you don't see it. Or you in the store and you drop it and you don't see it. It been in the road somewhere or whatever. And so that's somebody else's fortune, But yeah, people don't, a penny is just like my brother thought. It wasn't worth nothing. And a lot of people think a penny is not worth anything. That ain't no money. But you add all them pennies up together. And how many times you've gone in the store and you short 2 or 3 pennies and that cashier is not understanding and say, oh, don't worry about it. You get them stickler cashiers, and if they got to come up with that money out of their pocket, guess what? They ain't gonna part with them goods that you done got up there without them 3 pennies or without that nickel. whether it's 4 pennies or whatever. They ain't gonna part with them with whatever you got. No, because that's coming out of their money. So think a penny ain't worth anything. You think back. And how many times have you gotten change in the store? I know I have. And I might have a few pennies or even a nickel's worth. And some of the convenience stores had these little cups or these little trays for when people come in there and they short a couple of pennies or whatever, they put it in there, or people will put some little, they change or some change in there in case somebody come in there and they don't have enough money or enough change. And sometimes it be kids. Kids want to come in there and get some candy. Well, you can't hardly get no candy out the store these days. I'm sorry. A sneaker bar, the smallest bag of M&Ms, the smallest candy bar in the store is $2 and I think 59 cents. I think $2.59. So you can't hardly get no small candy bar like you used to for 50 cents or $1. Okay, I was going with $1.50. Look, the other day I was in Kroger. A small bag of M&Ms, the smallest they had, $2.69. Or they'll try to give you a special 2 for $4. So, and they don't really sell a whole bunch of candy anymore. I know Kroger don't. I haven't been to Walmart lately, but they don't stock a lot of that, like loose candy like that. They don't stock a lot of that anymore. They'll have a few, and then they'll have them bags for $1.59, and maybe it might have about 4 or 5 now laters in there or something like that. But they don't stock that stuff like they used to. Stuff then gone up. So, like I said, them pennies could mean, I ain't gonna say life or death, but it could mean them people releasing your groceries, or they keep your groceries till you come back with a nickel or 5 pennies. It could make a difference. Or you may have a penny and you need 4 more. I done seen them hold your bag and won't give it to you because they don't want to be short. Tell me if I'm lying, y'all. Have y'all ever seen that or experienced that? Nope. But yeah, I do know that the pennies are supposed to be, uh, I don't know why they getting rid of them. I don't know who bright idea it was to stop making pennies. I guess they feel like my brother feel now. They not worth anything. But I do know you go to the store and you paying cash for something and you supposed to get $2.52. You ain't gonna get them 2 cents. You might get 50, but you ain't gonna get them 2 cents. Especially if they don't have it in the register. You're not gonna get it. Cause I thought, like I said, hey Cookie Monster, how you doing? I thought the other day, like I said, when I went to Shipley's and I was giving some, cash money, and you know how you may she owed me some money back, and however much it was, I think I was owed like 84 cents or something like that. And hey, Miss Reddings, how you doing? Well, if they're not getting rid of pennies, what they doing with them? Because you're not getting them back in the stores. Because I know when I went the other day, that lady owed me 84 cents and 4 cents I did not get. No, they're not taking the difference and not giving you money back. If they don't have pennies in their register, they're not giving you pennies back. They're rounding it off. If you've been paying attention lately, everybody wants you to round your money off. Do you want to round it up? It used to be you would round it up. Say like the bank started it. The bank started round your change up. And what that was doing was when you round your change up, your change would go to your savings account. If you had a checking and a savings account, your checking account would ask you, I know especially Bank of America when I had it back then, asked you, did you want to round your change up? And if you said yes, that means if you got $2.50, that 50 cent they rounded up and put it in your savings account, and it was helping people to build their savings, or I guess like maybe overdraft or something like that. Your money was being rounded up. So, well, I'm not saying you're not getting them back. I'm saying if they have them, they'll give it to you. If they don't have it in their register, they're not giving you no pennies back. They are not. You're going to experience, if you haven't experienced it, you will. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't say they're not giving you your pennies back. I said that if they don't have it in their registers, and if they don't have enough or whatever, they won't give it back. Like I said, that 84 cents, she didn't give me the 4 cents. She gave me 80, but she didn't give me 4. So that meant that she didn't have pennies in her register. So yeah, they're not making pennies anymore. They've told you that. Research it. Research it. Research it. But my thing is about a penny, that's how some people feel. They don't feel that they worth it. So that therefore, if you've ever talked to somebody that wanted to end their life, which I've talked to many, and they'll tell you that they don't count, they don't mean anything, ain't nobody gonna miss them. That'd be their first words. Won't nobody miss me? Well, what you mean won't nobody miss you? Your family gonna miss you. Your friends, people will miss you. You just in that mind frame, and you just can't get out of that box that you in, that depression. So you feel that nobody's gonna miss you. You feel that you're not worth anything to anybody. But everybody's life is important. And that's why, I think some people take people's lives because they feel, well, they ain't worth it, or they don't value that person's life until they get in trouble, till they get caught. Long as they do something to people and get away with it, they cool. But once they get caught and they facing that 12, it's a different story. I'm sorry. They get to snotting and crying and everything else in court. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. It just happened so fast. Got to think about it. Got to think about it, boo. Just like these serial rapists. Yep, you probably can get them at the bank. But I'm not going to the bank trying to get no pennies. I done wrapped enough coins in my days. I'm not going to the bank to get no pennies. Yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. Donate it to charity. That's another thing. To round it up, if your bank is not offering it to go into your savings account, they'll say round it up and give it to charity. That's what they're doing now. Yep. I've seen that, and I've experienced that as well. Hey, Princess Strickland, how you doing? Hey, Tashay. Okay, well, where do you live at, Miss Reading Brooks? Because I ain't here to really debate about the penny situation. I was making a point. If you've been here the whole time. Hey, Mocha, how you doing? They give pennies back here too if they have them. If they don't have them, they ain't worried about it. I guarantee you that. Now I didn't gave pennies, but if they don't have them, they not worried about giving them back to you because they've already been instructed. They're not going to be really sending pennies out. So if people give you pennies, accept them. But when it comes to the point where you don't have it in your register, you don't worry about it. And that's going to be their excuse. They're not making pennies anymore. So when we run out of them, some stores are not even ordering them. Yeah. I didn't know they could order money. I didn't know how they would get their money, actually. But yeah, they order money. But I guess if you work in a bank, or you experiencing that, um, then you know that. Um, I know when I used to work in retail, you used to would count so much, and you had a till that you left so much money in your drawer to start up the next day. And I guess the office would order up money so that they would have it in a till for whenever we needed change, or one of the registers and stuff was short. That you could get money from there. But yeah, um, yep, charity is the other thing that they doing. These are some reading glasses. Thank you. And that's my um Ross had these. If she didn't have these, she had some similar. And I have this color. I have a uh clear that I had kind of switched up, and I have a black pair. I haven't broke in the black pair yet. These normally stay on the side of my bed, and that way when I need reading glasses, or they be hanging on my nightshirt or whatever, and I always know where they are. Cause who lose? I don't the glasses. I they usually in two places. They usually on my jewelry box, or they are normally on my nightshirt. The remote control, I have never lost the remote control so many times in the bed with me. I have, I swear to, I ain't gonna use God's name in vain. I swear before cheese and crackers, candy and cake and apple pies, I lose the remote control about 10 times when I retire to relax for the evening. I lose that remote control. I be looking on the floor. I be looking everywhere. I be feeling in the bed. It be right there in the bed. And I don't bend and move. That's the killing part about it. I may have it on laying on my thigh. If I'm laying on my side, it'll fall off to the side. And I be patting, trying to find it. Can't find it. Sometimes I have to throw the covers back, move the covers, and then sometimes it been then wedged up under my leg and I'm laying on it or something. So the glasses stay on my nightshirt or on my jewelry box. That's and I keep up with them. I keep up with them. The other thing I had put in my but the pride and the dignity and the self-esteem and the worth, uh that all tied into what I was looking up just now. Dignity. That's where the worth and the honor and all that stuff come in at. Pride. Some people just don't have it. Some people just can't get it. Uh you can't buy it. You can't buy pride. That's something that comes from within. Sometimes it's taught. A lot of time it's taught. And a lot of time it's your upbringing. And then once you kind of get of age, where you can kind of pay attention to other people and learn from other people, and you see the the worth that they have in them, or the pride or the dignity that they have in them, and they take pride in themselves. Or just like a person go to the service, they make the young ladies and men take pride in the way they look. So that can be learned. You take pride in the way that you look when you're in the service, because they're not going to let you represent them looking any kind of way. And you shouldn't want to represent yourself looking any kind of way either. You ought to have some pride about yourself, some dignity. You ought to care about your appearance. You may not have a lot of money, but you can always be neat and If you have washer and dryer, or you can go to a washroom, wash interior, whatever people call it, you should want to go and you may have to wear the same thing over and over. But if you clean and smelling good, can't nobody say, the only thing they can say is she wear the same clothes over and over. But when you see me, are them same clothes clean? They clean because I have pride about myself. I may wear the same thing, but I got pride about myself. And I care about the way I look. And I care about the way I smell around people. Pride goes a long way. And yeah, you can learn from other people. You could look at the next person, or like we say, seniors or people. As we get older, we should be the people that the younger people look up to. But how they gonna look up to you and you looking raggedy? You carry yourself any kind of way. You know, a lot of people got mad at Monique years back when she was talking about the sisters. And when I say sisters, I'm talking about everybody, because the non-blacks try to be like the blacks, want to be hip. So they starting to carry themselves raggedy. They starting with the bonnets, pajama pants, and not saying we started the pajama pants, because we didn't. That was a thing they people came up with together, because I saw all races with that. Only certain races you may not see with pajama pants. And I didn't got to the point where not I didn't got to the point. It has gotten to the point that even the young people don't care about their appearance. They don't care how they look. They'll go to the grocery store with them big slippers with the big animal faces on them, and the shoes be just as black and dirty. When you have pride about yourself, guess what you'll do? It may take 2 days, but you'll get in the bathtub, get you some soap, and put on them slippers, and get you a brush. Or if you don't have a brush, you can even take your hand and scrub them big fluffy slippers, or some slippers that you wear, and let them dry and clean them. But no, you'll go to the store with them big slippers on. For one, that you shouldn't do that. You're not a child. You're not a little child. You're not a little child. And pajamas and what is it, day pants? That's not made to go to the grocery store with. That's not made to go outside with. I saw a guy one day, and I was so embarrassed. He come in the grocery store, and he had some pajama pants on. He had a white muscle shirt, wife beater, undershirt, whatever you want to call it, t-shirt. Well, no, it wasn't a t-shirt. It was what they call a wife beater shirt. The one with the kind of smaller uh shoulders. For some of y'all that don't know, what when they call wife beaters, that's what they call them, because a lot of men would be beating their wife, and that's the kind of shirts they would have on, and that's why they call them wife beaters. I didn't name it. I'm just telling the story. He had that on. He had a bonnet on, and he had on a robe. One of them robes for men that cross over and you tie at the waist. He was in the grocery store with that. The young lady he was with, she had on them big uh what I said, slippers. She had on some pajama pants, and she had on a female version of a wife beater, which we call females, we call them tank tops. And they're all in the grocery store, talking loud and country and ghetto. Not late at night, but during the daytime. We losing them. We losing them. To me, there was no pride. You had no self-esteem about yourself. Because if you did, you wouldn't come out looking like that. But anyway, people got upset with Monique when she was saying that, ladies need to come dressed better when they go to the airport. Not in the pajama pants and the slippers or the slippers and the bonnets and stuff. And they got mad at her. I'm for one, I agree with her. Honey, when I'm getting on the airplane, I think I'm something. I think I'm somebody. I feel like I'm rubbing elbows with the hobnobs and the people that got money to be able to purchase a ticket to get on the plane. I'm feeling good. No, I don't have to have a three-piece suit on or a two-piece suit on or a business attire, but I'm gonna have something nice on. I'm gonna have some decent clothing on. It don't take much. Even if you don't want to wear, even a nice clean t-shirt, and even if you went with some shorts. But come on now. Sitting on the airplane with a bonnet on your head or your do-rag or your hair all tied up. You're not going to Tokyo. You're not going to Dubai. And if you are, get you a first class ticket where you can get in your own little cubicle and you can retire yourself for the night and tie your head up or put your bonnet and your do-rag and stuff on. Sitting out there in general population, you look stupid. You look stupid. And I'ma look at you like you look stupid. I'ma give you a look. And you might say, what am I looking at? Not really much. Not too much of nothing. I'm just looking. Not too much of nothing. That's what I'm gonna say. Not too much of nothing. I'm not looking at nothing. I'm just looking. I'm gonna answer you like that, so you ain't gonna know if I'm talking to you or about you. I'm just gonna tell you, I'm not looking at too much of nothing. I'm just looking. I'm looking through you. Looking through you. I'm looking right at you. Right at your crazy butt. Because that don't make no sense. Have some pride about yourself. Have pride about yourself. That's one thing about me, about my family, and things of that nature. When we were growing up, we went to competitive schools. And we were competitive in school. Oh, the boys wore their jeans. That when they took their jeans up, they stood up by themselves. Oh, my brother took pride in ironing his clothes. My parents couldn't always afford to send my dad's, my mom, all of our clothes to the cleaners. So you know what my mom did? She bought us that Stay Flow starch where you add water, shake it on up, spray your clothes good. And my brother would fold his up, put them in the deep freezer so they can get hard. Then he take them out and he iron them, commence to iron them. When that starch dried in them clothes, you swear they went to the cleaners. Some people that didn't have irons took their clothes and stuck it under their mattresses. I don't know if y'all have ever done that, but that's what some people would do. When we were growing up, we were very competitive in school. Very, very. And like I said, everybody was not able to afford what the next one could. Hey, Alicia. Yeah, they want things to go up. Let me make sure. Let me read some of y'all comments. I have those same glasses. Yeah, they're fashion. I got those from what I was saying. Roz ordered them off the TikTok shop, And when she said I had never ordered anything off the TikTok shop before, and that's where I got my glasses from. I got my reading glasses from. Yeah. Hey Jay Gill, how you doing? Are you on your way home or you already home? Hey, loving my grandsons, welcome over. Hey y'all, welcome over. Yeah, so we were very competitive in school. And yeah, it was about dress. It was about dress in my school. If you didn't have pride and you didn't take pride in your clothes, trust me, people picked it up. People picked it up. People that you would see dingy, dirty, or whatever, slouching around, pants hanging, shirts hanging out their pants with the um they may had a belt on and didn't tuck the their pants in and stuff like that. Uh, Girls used to do their hair, makeup, all of that. Guys would everybody was neat and clean. Like I said, some kids may have worn the same clothes, but they were clean. They were clean because we took pride in what we had. Them sagging pants, don't I don't know if it cooks anybody else goose. I can't stand a old Lord, let me that. Lord, right on my tongue. I can't stand an old fool with some sagging pants. That's why they, and I'm glad, knock on wood, I'm glad they can't run from the police. Because their pants be sagging. And have you ever seen them trying to run and they trying to pull them up and running, trying to pull them up? Or if they got a belt, I seen some with a belt and the pants was to their knees and they had enough nerves to have a belt on with them. I'm like, Lord have mercy. I was in this men's store the other day, and this guy, he was an old fool, a security guard. Now, I don't know if he took his belt off in the car, but why would you take your belt off in the car and come into, say, like a men's warehouse? We don't have those anymore, but just a men's store. You in the men's store, and I guess maybe your job had a Christmas party or something, or maybe you was doing a little security detail, a little extra security, and whoever you was doing security for, they didn't want you in your security uniform. They might have wanted you to dress in black and white. He in there, he bought him a nice tuxedo style shirt with the bow. But he in there with no belt on his pants. And say like he a 38. He must have had on a 48 size pants because they was falling. And I'm behind him and he pulling his pants up. I wanted to say, sir, do you need me to buy you a belt? He probably would have said, no, why? What? I say, cause you sitting up here, your pants about to fall to your. I'm about to see something. You getting ready to show me something that I don't want to see. His pants. Do better, men. Do better, men over 40. Lord, do better, men over 40. Over 30. I can see them young guys sagging their pants. And some of them won't sag their pants. Some of them keep their pants up on their behind and all. My dad have even stopped some coming in church. Son, pull your pants up. Pull your pants up. I've heard preachers in the pulpit tell them, don't come in here with them pants sagging. Pull your pants up over your behind. You shouldn't have to tell old folk that. You shouldn't have to do better, y'all. That's that pride. No pride. So fast forward 20 years later. No, let me see. 58. My God, baby, 34. Fast forward 24 years later. And I was talking to my goddaughter. And I say, well, what y'all wear to school nowadays? You know, I say, boy, me and her mom was reminiscing time my boy, when we was going to school, boy, we used to have our half fixed. Guys used to be, you know, starched and iron, polo, Gucci, if their parents could afford it. Because really, Gucci back in the day used to be sold in the regular stores, believe it or not, in the regular department stores. Those who are maybe 45 and above. I got my first Gucci in high school. I still have it. 40 years later, I still have my Gucci. It's a vintage now. And they make them, they still make the style of Gucci, but the purse is much smaller and much more. Yeah. My mom bought me and my brother's girlfriend at the time a Gucci. But I made sure hers wasn't big as mine, though. Because it was going to be some flack. But that was a Christmas present. But yeah, they used to sell Gucci purses in Foley's back in the day. Back in the day. I got my first Gucci in high school. I want another one, but it's kind of hard to flop out them two at 2,500 or more at one sitting on a purse right now. My money ain't swinging like that now that I'm retired. Don't If I was still working and pulling that overtime, oh yeah, I'd have it. I'd have me more than one. But it's not, but we had pride. So fast forward 24 years later, my goddaughter, me and her mama, all of us was talking. Hey, Nay, what y'all wear to school now these days? Her mama say, Psh, girl, they don't dress like we did back in the day. I say, well, what you mean? Oh, Nanny, we wear t-shirts and sweatpants and sweat. I say sweatpants. I say, I know you don't wear no sweatpants to school. Uh-huh. I say, talking about we don't be carrying, Nanny. We go and get them sweatpants out of the basket and put them on and go on to school. I say, so y'all be wrinkled? Yes, ma'am. We don't iron. We don't be ironing, Nanny. We might put them in the dryer. I say, God, do you know we didn't dress like that when we was coming up? We didn't dress like that. Even the sweatpants, that was for gym. We didn't wear no sweatpants. You better wear warm-up suits. We wore clothes. Clothes. We even had some. I don't know if because they mama would the little guys sometimes they come to school in their little suits or they little suit coat and they little pants and they little they shoes. None of them that I know back then are preachers now, but the ones that even did Michael Jackson impersonations back in the day, now they're preachers and stuff of that nature. But the ones that wore the little, and then we had a couple of them, Prince, Michael Jackson, impersonators, and they dress like them or whatever. But yeah, kids, I don't know how they're doing it now, but kids, they wore sweatpants. My god baby say sweatpants and t-shirts and stuff. But if y'all see them now, you probably couldn't pay her to put some sweatpants on. Oh, they with the hair down to their back, the lashes, the nails, who got the flattest stomach, who got the biggest behind, who got the clothes that look like they glued on them. But she's a pretty girl. My goddaughter is a very pretty girl, which I call her my daughter. And she does have a nice shape. And she's a hairdresser. She's a hairdresser. So, hey. But I bet if I was to sit down and talk to her now about that, she'd be saying, that was crazy, huh, Nanny? I would say, yeah, that sure was crazy, the way y'all would dress. But yeah, that's how they go to school. Yeah. Some people come out of the hospital. Have you ever seen them with a hospital band on? And you ask them, oh, when you got out the hospital? Oh, I got out the hospital last week. Cut them hospital bands off your arm. Everybody don't need to know that. Cut them hospital bands off your arm. Y'all want to wear that for a week and 2 weeks to get sympathy and sorrow from somebody. Cut that mess off your arm. Them surgical hats they give you, leave that in the hospital. When they tell you to put your clothes on, that mess should come off and you leave that there, right there with that gown. You should have went in the hospital with some clothes on, whether you had a nice caftan on or you went in there. Now that's the time you wear your t-shirt and your sweats. That's the time you wear that. Or a nice caftan. Because it had gotten so till I was having surgeries frequently, till I'm like, you know what? When you come out of recovery and you got to sit there for about an hour or so and let them monitor you, and then they tell you can go and put your clothes on, sometimes you don't want to put your bra back on. I done put that in my purse sometime. And maybe if I'm going straight home, you might not want to put your underwear back on. So you may not go there with none. But me, I don't feel comfortable like that. So I'm always have underwear on. And I'm always have a bra on. And then, like I said, it gotten so that I was having surgeries, I would go with a caftan. But I know how sometimes you still be kind of under the influence. And unless the nurse come in and help you dress, which I normally say, I got it, and I do myself, I'd be like, shoot, put that bra in the purse. Put it in the purse and come right on out. Put other stuff on, come right on out there with it, without it. But that bonnet they give you when you come out of surgery, leave that in there. That don't go home with you. What you bringing that home for? A souvenir? Leave that there. And if you come in there in a hospital gown, then that means you done stolen people's hospital gown. You shouldn't have a hospital gown on unless you went there on an emergency basis, and not even that. Your people should bring you something to put on. Some of y'all do stuff for sympathy. Want somebody to feel sorry for you. Leave them hospital. Yeah, Tashay. Hey, Jacqueline, how you doing? Tashay, you better not be one of them ones coming home with them hospital bands and keeping that on your arm. You need to cut that off. I can see keeping it today. Because, depending on what you went in there for, you may have to go back. You might can't talk. They might can look on your hospital band, pull up the old number, something. I don't know. Cut that mess off. And if you want to keep it for a souvenir, put it in a picture frame. But all that other stuff, get rid of that. Have some pride about yourself. Have some pride about yourself. You want somebody to come visit you in the hospital? Try to spruce yourself up. They used to ask me, you must have a boyfriend or somebody, man, come and see you. Now, why? Because you sitting up here doing your hair. You got lipstick on. Well, for one, I carry lipstick in my purse. I carry about 4 tubes in my purse. Different colors. That's number one. I had to tone it down because I used to have more than that. I wore at a baby shower. One of the games was how many tubes of lipstick it was lipstick. You could have lip gloss. They even counted lip liner and stuff like that. in your purse. And this was a tiebreaker. And the baby shower I was at, my girlfriend, it was her daughter, but the other people didn't know me. So this other lady, they was like, "Oh, girl, you got that. You got that. You know, you carry a makeup bag in your purse and whatever. You carry a makeup bag in your purse. You know, you got that. You got that." Insinuating that I wasn't gonna have it. She was gonna win the prize. I ain't said a word. I let her count her stuff out. I don't know if I was gonna beat her or not. She had her lipsticks. She had a they let you use the lip liner and lip gloss. She counting out hers. She had 6. Girl, you know you got that. You got that. I ain't say nothing. I'm looking just like I'm looking now. I opened up my makeup bag. Start putting them down. One by one. I got the 6. I'm at 7. I'm at 8. I'm at 9. I'm at 10. Pulled a couple of lip liners out. They mouth flew open. Girl, you was sitting there like you didn't have nothing. I done made them all eat them words. My girlfriend was like, "Friend, I'm so glad you won." She said, because they was just knew she had it. She said they just knew she had it. She said, "Friend, I am so glad you came to my daughter's baby shower when you won the gift." I said, "I won't go say nothing. I knew I had some in there, but I wasn't quite sure how many I had in there." Yeah, I won that prize. Made them eat their words. Yeah, I know I had that felt good to me. Made them eat their words. She kept her band on for days. Well, maybe she wanted that as a, yeah, maybe it was a souvenir. I know she didn't come back to work with that on. That's trying to get sympathy from somebody. That's trying to get sympathy for somebody to offer to buy your lunch or for somebody to take up a collection. If somebody gonna do something for you, you don't have to look piss poor or act piss poor. You don't have to do that. Because if they gonna do it, they gonna do it. If they know you went to the hospital, you went in the hospital for a procedure or whatever, they'll pour into you. I mentioned, I don't know if it was last night or the night before, that when I went out on medical leave, my job, that you could tell, and my mama always said, when a person passes on, you can tell how a person treated somebody. Because if they treated somebody well, they was a good person, the church will be packed. And even if there are people are good people, they like mom or dad, sisters and brothers and stuff, people will travel out of town for a funeral if they know you're a good person and if that's your brother or sister that passed. People will drive out of town. I knew when my grandmother passed, people came from Houston to Louisiana, people we wouldn't have thought, because they knew my mama was a good person. So you could tell how people treat people by when they pass on, who gonna be at their funeral, who gonna take time out to come, who's gonna take off of work, who's gonna go to work late. I went to a funeral the other day. Wasn't many people. Not at all. Even though some people were coming in and out, still didn't even pack one side half of the church. So you could tell how you treat people. But going back to when I took my medical retirement, my job, the first time, and I didn't know, they collect $4,000 for me. 4,000. I had no idea that they was going to do that. No idea. And when they came, they said, "Well, we took up a donation for you at work, and we want to bring it by to you. Can we such and such and such? I say, yeah, sure. When that girl came there, well, it was two of them. When they came and they had, the cards, how everybody, well, not everybody, but people signed it and got well wishes, and supervisors signed it and stuff. And when the check fell out, and I looked at, she said, did you look at the check? And I say, no. She said, look at it. I looked at it. It was $4,000. Tears start streaming from my face. I say, y'all did this for me? They was like, yeah. Yeah. Everybody want to help you out. They did raffle baskets and everything. She said, yeah, everybody wanted to give because they know what a good person you was. Yeah. They did a second one. And they said, y'all, this time we need to put a picture. New employees. Second one, 3,000. Yeah. So by that, I knew that I was good. I knew I was good to my coworkers anyway, because I put out a bunch of fires that people wanted to whoop people's ass. It was gonna be a bunch of fights there. I would be the no, don't do that. No, what you gonna do that for? Then you gonna lose your job, you lose everything you have, and blah 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 blah. I'd be the referee. No, don't do that. But when the shoe came on the other foot, I told the supervisor I look good in orange and white. The penitentiary and the county jail and the penitentiary. Our friend said, when you said that, she said, Gov, I had to look at you. She said, you want food. But yeah. But you could tell, how people like you. But if somebody gonna do something for you, they gonna give it from the heart. They gonna support you. They gonna give it from the heart. You don't have to have all that stuff. Have some pride about yourself. Have some pride about yourself. Every day that I come on here, I try to look decent. I'm not dressed like I normally dress when I go out, because I puts it on when I go out. And sometimes I come on here and I have maybe my caftan on. Because really, this time of the night, I'm in my pajamas. I'm in my pajamas at 5, 6 o'clock. I'm in my pajamas all day. If I don't have to go anywhere, I'm in my pajamas all day. Get up, freshen up, put on me some pajamas. I'm in the bed, walking around my house. Today was a day I've been in my house since Friday. I ain't been nowhere since Friday. I done went outside in the garage a couple of times just to look outside. I touched the trees for Bama. The other day when it was freezing. But as far as going somewhere, I haven't been nowhere. Tomorrow is going to be the first day I go somewhere. I go to the doctor in the morning, and I'm going to get them taxes done. Hopefully, they don't shut down the government again. I'm praying that they don't shut down. It's the talk again about them shutting down the government. I'm praying. Hey, Easton, how you doing? Welcome over. And Dad and Peterson, how you doing? Yeah, that's why my home is comfortable. My home is comfortable. It was times that I could leave out. It was times that I couldn't move around like I wanted to. So I was confined to the house where I could just open the door of the garage just to hear the birds chirp. So I'm disciplined. I know how to stay at home. I ain't been nowhere since last Friday when I parked my car from the doctor's office. I ain't been nowhere. But tomorrow I got to get it. I got 3 places I need to go. I got some driving to do tomorrow. But I'll get out tomorrow. And then Saturday, uh, we supposed to volunteer and go clean the church, but it's gonna be cold, 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 cold in the morning, Saturday morning. And Sunday morning I go to church because I ain't been last week and the week before. Week before last I was out of town. But yeah, and Sunday morning is supposed to be cold. So I'm gonna have to start thinking what I'm gonna wear to church Sunday. Yeah. But yeah, you don't have to do all of that. Hey T hey TT Chandler, how you doing? Welcome over. I see some new people in my live tonight. I hope y'all subscribe so y'all see me when I come back over. Y'all getting a lot of snow? Where do you live at, TT Chandler? Hey Donna Sutton, how you doing? You went to church to pray? You know you don't have to go to church just to pray. You can pray right where you are. Church is a building where you fellowship with everybody else. Yes, Jesus wants us to go to church because that's his house. But you can pray where you are. But don't be a bedside Baptist or a bedside Catholic or a bedside Protestant. That means you don't go to church. You want to watch church on TV all the time. Step in the Lord's house sometime. We supposed to. Lord forgive me, because Lord, I was to say something devilish. I ain't had no business. Lord forgive me. It crossed my mind, and it wasn't supposed to cross my mind, because it was supposed to come out my lips. And you caught me. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Yeah. God don't play about me either. That's all I'm going to say. God don't play about me either. He don't play about none of us. So that's really kind of like a kind of dumb statement. God don't play about me. That means I'm being selfish. He don't play by none of us. He loves us all. He loves us all. And we supposed to love all, even though we may not like a person, but we supposed to love them. Love and like is two different things. We supposed to love them. We supposed to love everybody. We might not like them, but we supposed to love them. Just like you might not be in love with your husband or wife. Well, you could be in love with them, but you don't like them. You don't like them. You can't stand them. They get on your nerves, but you love them. You don't want nothing. You don't want to see nothing happen to them. Yeah, yeah. So I hope I have acknowledged everybody. But y'all cut them hospital bands off y'all own. Take some pride about yourself. You're in North Carolina. I appreciate y'all. Self-esteem. $30,000. No self-esteem. So if you want to know what I'm talking about that $30,000, go watch my live from yesterday. I think when I got off, I said, girl, you kind of went off a little bit. You kind of went off. But it was a passionate conversation. Your self-esteem so low, y'all. Some of y'all self-esteem so low, y'all accept anything. Y'all let people do anything to you. No. 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 You ain't no dog. You ain't no dog. No. You don't have to accept anything. No. You don't have to accept people talking to you crazy. No. You don't have to let people mistreat you. No. You don't have to let nobody take all your money. No. No. Doggone it. No. Love yourself. Love yourself. If you don't love nothing else in the world, love yourself. You got to help yourself first before you can help anybody else. You can't love nobody if you don't love yourself. It ain't possible. How you gonna love you? You. I love me. That way I love you. I don't know you, but I love you as a person. I love you as a person. We may not ever meet, and we may meet, but I love you. Have some self-esteem, some pride. Have dignity about yourself. Yeah. So, with that being said, y'all, I didn't miss the news again tonight. If y'all want to know what I talk about that 30,000, listen to my live from last night. Love you, yourself, and I. Amen. Yeah. God, self, family, and the world. Treat everybody right. You feel good about yourself. Like I said yesterday, dude, sometimes you ever just think, thank God you woke up, but just you could be going throughout your day. And like I say, I be at home most of the time. I'm going throughout my day, and I'll be like, a light go off in my head. Ding. Ooh, I feel good. I feel good. Nothing special. I didn't eat anything special. I didn't drink anything special. Just a thought went off in my mind. You know what? I sure feel good. Just feel good. I don't go around frowning. Although, like, I'm looking and I can see this right here, and I don't know why I be doing that, but I don't go around frowning. Yeah. So, I love y'all. Hope I spoke to everybody. Hit the like button going out. Subscribe to my channel. Yesterday made 6 weeks that I have been on YouTube. And I'm moving slowly but surely. Y'all have anything y'all want to talk about, us to discuss? Hey, put it on the table. Like Cookie Monster did the other day. Cookie Monster had a problem. We solved it here on live. So, hey, share me out. Get your husband phone, your children phone, your cousin phone, your grandma phone, everybody phone, and download Classy Lady. They ain't got to watch me. I need some subscribers. I thought I was going to be at my first 1,000 hours by the end of January, but I don't know what's going on with my hours. Bam, I'm going to have to contact you or Zay or somebody. And see, my hours on the beginning was coming. It seemed like the more lives I get, looks like the more they take. So I don't know what's going on with my lives. The views are there. And what else? Oh, and I wanted to do 200 subscribers a month. So I got my first 200. Yay. Hey, Shirley. This Brenda. They call me Barbara sometime. What's bands are you all talking about? I'm talking about hospital bands. Hospital bands, when you get out the hospital and you had a band on your arm and you don't cut it off, that was one of the conversations I was talking about. You got about an hour and 20 minutes to go listen to my replay. You can fast forward the first 5 minutes and then listen to my replay, and you'll know what the conversation was about. Luke Candace watching. Hey, you pray I succeed? Baby, I am. I am a winner. I succeed at everything I do, baby. I am a winner. I got that self-esteem. I got that pride. I got that love, that giddy up. So yeah, I'm gonna succeed in anything I do. I'm gonna be a success with anything I do. So with that being said, people starting to come on and troll, and yeah, thank you. So I'm getting ready to get off of here. Y'all have a blessed night. Angels on everybody pillows. If I didn't speak to you, charge it to my mind and not my heart. I love y'all. Good night. Later.